Hello everyone. So the Russian Ministry of Twaddle has claimed that Ukraine has tried to attack Vladimir Putin's residence last night in Valdai, claiming up to 90 drones were intercepted in the area of Novgorod, and they presented absolutely zero proof this took place, and that's because it didn't. Interestingly, Russia's own authorities said, shortly after last night's drone attacks on Russia, that just 18 drones were intercepted over the Novgorod region, a far cry from the 91 which Russia later claimed, so they've been contradicted by their own governors and authorities. Additionally, no drones were reported down by Russia near Turba, which you can see here is the oblast of a border just 15 miles from Putin's Valdai residence. And Putin's Valdai residence is here. The markers, placed by Mark Krutov, all indicate various SAM systems protecting it, 19 in total. The green marker is the palace itself. Pinks are panzers placed on elevated platforms. Orange are likely locations of panzer towers, but so far unconfirmed. And yellow is the location of an S-400 battery. So, this palace is well guarded, possibly the most well defended spot in Russia, other than Moscow itself, which means a drone attack here would surely fail anyway, so I doubt Ukraine would try. And if it did try, why use drones? Surely a harder to intercept and harder to detect Neptune missile would be the go-to method here, not to mention much more powerful and likely to destroy the palace. Russia struggles to intercept the Neptune. That would be my choice if I was actually going to go after Putin, not a bunch of drones. Plus, Ukraine knows a direct attack on Putin would look bad. Even though Russia is the aggressor in the war, they can get away with stuff Ukraine can't. Attacks on officials, deliberately targeting civilians, executed prisoners of war and that sort of thing. All done by Russia. Yet the second Ukraine would do anything like that, there'd be a whole host of pro-Russians, politicians, journalists, social media accounts and shills online chomping at the bit to try and condemn Ukraine here and pressure Europe and NATO to stop supporting Ukraine. Even though Ukraine hasn't done any of those, executing prisoners of war and deliberately targeting civilians, it hasn't stopped those same shills proclaiming Ukraine has. So, Ukraine wouldn't attack Putin's palace because of the optics of it. It would be too risky. Then, this is not the first time Russia has lied about an attack on Putin. Remember when they claimed Ukraine tried to down Putin's helicopter by using a long-range attack drone? Possibly the worst choice of platform to assassinate someone in a moving helicopter rather than throwing a rocket at, because the helicopter is moving. And up until the introduction of the FP1, Ukraine's drones were all GPS guided. So, this is bollocks. I'm not even sure why I'm giving it the time of day actually. I think it's safe to say only a moron would believe it happened. But just to do this properly, Putin's residence is also surrounded by settlements, including Valdai with a 15,000 population. So, they're trying to tell us that nearly 100 drones attacked the area and were intercepted, and not one resident there, A, got his phone out to record it, and B, even bothered to mention it happening on Telegram afterwards. You'd think that'd cause a bit of a stir in the local community. I guess they may have been in a drunken stupor. Possible, this being Russia. The most likely explanation is it didn't happen. Finally, why would Ukraine attack Putin's house to get him anyway, when we all know he barely peeks his big nose out of his bunker? It's very likely the only person here would have been Alfredikov, the butler. So, I'm going to file this as twaddle. Sadly, we all know some people are going to believe this twaddle. Some of the loudest pro-Russian accounts on Twitter are already reporting it as fact. So this is a clear attempt to 1. Sabotage the potential peace talks, 2. Drive more of a wedge between Trump and Zelensky and turn the US against Ukraine, and 3. Justify future Russian attacks on Ukraine. So that's it for this video. Hope you found it interesting. If so, please click like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much and take care everyone.